Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 3. And I got 2 more after this, y'all, and I'll end it. Thank y'all for joining me. I hope that this is making y'all think. I'm just putting out there what could possibly be. Whatever y'all think is what y'all think, and whatever you convinced of from your study is what you're convinced of. But I'm hoping this spur a question in somebody's mind, like, hold on. Let's just hold up for a minute, and let's just look at things from ground zero again. 1 Corinthians 3. See, some of you cats ain't been on your own. Y'all ain't left home. You know, y'all like a cat who sleep in your mama's basement. She's still cooking you your dinner all your life, and she's still washing your clothes. You might work a little job and pay a little rent or something to help her out, but you a man, you got your own apartment, and I ain't got nothing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against that, but what I'm saying is if that's what it is, and that's your position, the experience of the man who has left his parents' house and he has had to build his own home from the ground up and raise his wife and his children and come back and visit his parents, the way he look at life and responsibility can be totally different from your view of life and responsibility living in your mama's basement and you ain't never lived nowhere else. And you ain't never had a meal cooked nowhere else. And what I'm saying is that we haven't been under our teachers for 8, 9 years now, 10 years almost. And a lot of you guys we talking with about this doctrine, y'all still sit under y'all teachers. Y'all ain't never been nowhere on y'all own to have to even possibly consider that everything you taught may not be on the up and up. I'm not saying every single thing I've ever been taught by my teachers was wrong, but I'm just saying that in hindsight, I don't agree with everything that they have taught me. Not because I just want to be different, but because I can't find it written in the prophets and in history and things of that nature. So anyway, 1 Corinthians 3. See, I'm rambling on and on. See, if I had a brother here with me, then somebody could check me. Hey, brother, get back on topic. 1 Corinthians 3, 16 and 17. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy, for the temple of God is holy. Which temple? Ye are. The church, the true church under Mashiach, is the holy temple of God right now on earth. Right now. It was started, they started building that holy temple in the days of Messiah and in the days of his apostles. And myself or any of you watching, if in his eyes we are truly a part of his body, then we are a part of the true holy temple of God. And that temple is on earth right now. And us. It's on earth. And so while y'all looking for these cats to build a temple according to the apostles and the prophets, because the prophet said he inhabit the praise of his people. When you inhabit something, what do? You live there. He lives in the praises of his people. We are the holy temple. Let me go to another one. Let's go over to 2 Corinthians chapter 6. Now, Paul is the writer of 2 Thessalonians. In all these places, I'm going to show you what Paul considers the temple of God to be. And then you're going to prove to me that when we get to 2 Thessalonians, what he calls the temple of God changes. But in his first letter to the Corinthians, he told them that the church is the holy temple of the Most High. Now we're going to go to his second letter to the church at Corinth. Or it could be his third letter. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And when we get there, let's read verse 16. And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? Meaning the idols ain't supposed to be in the temple of God. For ye are, once again, for ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. I will live inside of them. So if that is the case, then I'm under the impression that the temple of God on earth right now is his true servants. Ephesians chapter 2. And then I'm going to make a statement that might blow some of y'all away, and it might not. But have you considered this after I make this point? Ephesians 2, starting at 19. Now, therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for a habitation of God through the Spirit. We, if we are his servants, are the temple of God. Together, we are the temple of God, his true servants. But do you know that once you get to 2 Thessalonians, you're trying to convince me that in 3 witnesses, Paul has explained to us what the temple of God is. But this same Paul in 2 Thessalonians, when he talked about the temple of God, was talking about another temple. He was referring to that one back in Jerusalem. No, I can't agree with that. Let us go back to that 2 Thessalonians 2. Go back there, and this is it. I'm going to end it here for now. 2 Thessalonians 2. And when we get there, look at this. Do not be deceived by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Hold on. See, pay attention. He's not talking to the whole earth. Everybody don't care about what Paul's talking about here. Who care about what he's talking about here? Us, who are in the church. He's talking about there being a falling away in the what? Temple of God. And when that falling away comes, what is it going to do? It's going to reveal who that man of sin is, who that son of perdition is, who exalt himself above God. Why? So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself he is God. He is going to come into the church. Whoever this man of sin is, when the falling away comes, it's going to be shown that the man of sin is where? In the church. The falling away happens in the church. But what is the church? It is the temple of God. So this man of sin is going to sit in the midst of the true servants, and he's going to exalt himself, and he's going to convince himself that he is God. As God sitteth in the temple of God. See, y'all always take this to say, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself he is God, talking about him sitting in a literal building. But no. So that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. How do God sit in his temple? He inhabit the praises of his people. He gets all the praise and all the honor and the glory from those who follow Christ in spirit and in truth. And the falling away is going to happen in this church that Christ is building, and many people are going to follow after the man of sin. God sits in here. The minds and the hearts of some of those will start to follow after him. And what did James say? James said, let me read that. James. This wasn't a part of it. I know I said that was the last one. This is the last one, y'all. James, because it came to my mind as I was talking. James. Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, you know what? That's wrong. It's 1 John 3. See, I can make a mistake. I'm thinking in my mind, looking at James like, this don't look familiar. I think it's 1 John chapter 3. Yes. Now look at what he say here. Same thing. 1 John 3 and verse 7. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous,